La la la, la la la. What's going on, everybody? I think we are live. We're back with another. Well, actually, it's been a while. We haven't had a stream in a long, long time, but the Birdland Network is back and better than ever. We're gonna have fun tonight. I've got my special friend here. We're gonna talk about in just a second. We're back with our first annual Baltimore Orioles Draft, and of course, as everybody knows, we are less than 24 hours away from opening day. Full slate of games tomorrow, which is going to be fantastic. Can't wait to see the games. Very excited. And I was talking to Pete last week. I said, you know what? Let's do something fun. Masson does this. The Orioles do it. I said, let's draft. Let's draft an Orioles team. Your team, my team. We'll see how they do during the regular season, and we'll come back next year, and somebody will have kudos over the other person. And Pete was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's what we're going to do. But before we get started, I do want to introduce my guest here. Of course, for those that don't know, you got to check out his channel. Mods, Genie, if you could share it in the chat for me for those that are in here or might watch the replay later. It's the Pete McDevitt from the Pete McDevitt Show. Pete, good to have you here, buddy.
Thank you for having me. I'll be glad to have kudos.
You very well might by the end of this. You never know. Yep. I'm glad to have you in, man. Talk a little bit. Let everybody know, for those that might be in here for the first time, kind of let them know about your channel.
It's real simple. It's just my passions that I have, I guess, as a hobby, and it's sports, MLB and NFL and UFL football and Disney combined into one big pot of bouillabaisse that comes out smelling pretty good at the end of the day when you cross over and find so many people that like those different avenues of an outlet, and it works out pretty good. Live broadcast of live games, and you do more of the shows and the great videos over here, and your compilations, your Hall of Fame stuff was great. And I do more just the standard live streams of the MLB. I was actually up at 6 in the morning the last 2 weeks from doing stuff from Japan. So I guess we'll do stuff at all ridiculous times.
Amen. Yes, Pete does. Pete does a great job, everybody. So if you have a chance, be sure to check out his channel. He does go live. He does play-by-play, just like we do here, but he does a really good job with it. And he'll do all other teams too, not just Orioles. I'm Orioles specific. He does all teams. So be sure to check him out. He does a great job with his channel. And he'll post early, so you'll have plenty of time to get ready for that stream when he does it. Thank you, Jeannie, for sharing that. So be sure to check out his channel if you haven't subscribed. Give him a look. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Lots of great content over there. Pete's a great guy. He's one of my partner channels, and he's awesome. He really is.
Proud to be partner with you.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody, look. So here's what we're going to do tonight. Give you an idea of what the whole point of this is. What we're going to do is Pete and I are going to go back and forth. 16 players on the team. Okay, and I'll give you a quick look at what the rosters will look like. Okay, so you have a catcher, first base, second base, shortstop, third base, left, center, right, DH, 4 starting pitchers, and 2 relief pitchers. And each one of us are going to go back and forth. It's going to be like a snake draft. Pete's going to go first. He's the guest. I'm going to let him have the first pick. I'll have picks 2 and 3. He'll have 4 and 5. I'll have 6 and 7. And so on until we fill our teams. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I want to hear from you guys in the chat, too. Be sure to let us know. Oh, I probably would have picked this guy here. Oh, don't forget about this guy there. You know, we want to hear from you. So please do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then at the end of the year, we'll see who had a better year. Who had the better numbers, who had the better WARs, or maybe the most total home runs, or wins, or saves, or innings pitched, whatever it might be. And we'll see who had a better draft. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Pete, so look, let's get this ball rolling. Again, as my guest, I am going to concede. And this year, I'm going to let you have the first pick in the draft. And I don't think this is going to be a surprise, but who's going to be your first pick?
You got to just go where the best player on the team. If you have the number 1 pick, and I'd have to still say, even though he's injured, it's Gunnar.
I would agree 100%. That's a great pick. I already had him in your spot there. It's short. So yeah. Gunnar's going to go in there for Pete. Great pick. Look, let's look at the numbers last year for Gunnar Henderson. 31. What do you have? 37 home runs, 92 RBIs, 21 stolen bases. He batted .281. He had an OPS of 893. I'm pulling up the numbers. I'm looking at him. He was the most valuable Oriole. Easily. Great shortstop. I'm not worried about the errors at short. They're going to go down. Cal Ripken, his first 3 years, look it up. 25, 27, and 27 errors. So it happens. They're learning a position in the majors. It's going to happen.
Yep.
It's the right pick, Pete. I think that's absolutely the right pick for sure. Hurt or not, he's only expected to miss 6 to 7 games, maybe. He's going to have a great year.
Yeah.
So I'm with you 100%. I put out my predictions, my 2025 Orioles bold predictions, and one of them was I said that Gunnar was going to be a 40-40 guy.
Oh,
I do. I really think the Orioles are going to allow the team. I think they're going to give them. They're going to loosen the reins, and they're going to let these guys run this year. And I think Gunnar's going to take advantage of that. I really do. Anyway,
nice.
Great pick for sure. All right, now it's my turn. And again, I get the next 2 picks. So I think you kind of probably know where I'm going to go with the number 2 pick. And I'm going to take who I consider to be the face of the franchise and definitely would be the number 1 pick if we didn't have Gunnar on the team. I'm going to go with Adley Rutschman.
Great
behind
pick.
the plate. Okay, Adley, I think, is going to be, in my opinion, set for what's probably going to be a huge bounce back season. I think he's going to be an all-star. I think he's going to hit 25 home runs. Going to probably drive in 80 to 90. He's going to play exceptional defense behind the plate. And I know he had a bad second half last year, but even with this bad second half, he still had 19 home runs, 75 RBIs. His batting average dipped to 250. OPS is 709, but he's looked bigger, Pete, in spring training.
He's looked good in spring training, going the other way a lot.
Yes, focused. Yes. The bad habits that he got into in the second half last year seem to be behind him. And I think he's, what's the word I'm looking for? Driven, determined to have a better second half. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So that's my first pick. So with the number 3 pick, since I get the next 2, I'm going to go with the next guy who I consider to be what I call Mr. Consistency. Okay? Puts up good numbers, good defense, good player, quiet guy. You probably know where I'm going with this one. It's going to be the third baseman. I'm going to go with Jordan Westburg.
Good pick.
Yep. I think Westburg is going to be, again, another one of those guys that's going to put up 20 to 25 home runs. He had 19 before he got hurt, and then he missed 2 months of the season. I think he's going to lead the team in average, Pete. I do. I think he's going to be a 300 hitter this year. He's going to play great defense. I think he's going to be an all-star. So
that's a good call out.
Yep, that's my 2 guys. So I've gone with Adley Rutschman at catcher, and I'm going with third base Jordan Westburg. So that's mine. You got the next 2 picks. Who are you going with for your next pick?
I'm going to go with the guy that's been working on a lot of pulling the ball in the spring because of the change in the dimensions of the field. And I'm going to go Ryan Mountcastle.
Good pick. Now, I know Mounting's numbers were down. I think a lot of that, you're right. I think some of it's mental. I think some of it is the dimensions. They've taken some home runs away from him. They said they've taken like 11 away from him since the dimensions have been pushed back. Yep. Definitely going to help Mountie. And you know what, Pete? It's a great pick because he's had a fantastic spring.
He has had a great spring.
He's probably had the best spring of the major starters. You know, not the Sotos or the Machines or those guys. I'm talking about the main starters. He had a great spring, so that's a great pick.
Yes, I like it. I like it. I think he's going to have a good opportunity.
Sure. Where are you going next? Hey Tina, welcome in, and Daniel Barry, welcome in. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take a shot on having a big rebound year. I went back and forth between these 3 outfielders. I'm gonna go Cowser.
Good pick.
I'm gonna go Cowser. I think Cowser again works back through some of the challenges he had, and I went through back and forth with him and Mullins. I know Mullins is kind of the last year of maybe will he get traded and sent to another team and type thing. So I'm gonna go Cowser.
All right, great pick. Where are you putting him, in left?
I'm gonna put him in center for now.
You're gonna put him in center? All right, I put him in left for you, but I'll get him out of there and I'll put him in center. Let me get him out of there.
Okay.
All right, Colton Cowser. All right, good picks. So Pete's on the board so far with Mountie, Gunnar, and Colton Cowser. That's awesome. Good job. All right, so back to me. Okay, Jeff Snook, by the way, welcome in. We're doing our 2025 Orioles draft. Pete's drafting his team. I'm drafting my team. We're off to a great start. All right, so you know what, Pete? I got so many different ways I want to go, but I got to get a starter. Okay? And I got to go with the number one guy right now. I got to go with Zach Eflin. I'm going to put a starter in there. I want the guy that's going to be there opening day. He's a great pitcher. Well, not great pitcher, but he's a darn good pitcher. He doesn't walk batters. He's going to be the ace of the staff. Even when Grayson comes back, he's going to get his 30 to 35 starts. I'm going to take Zach Eflin with my next pick.
Okay.
Look, he had a really good when the Orioles traded for him. He was really good for us. He really was. He was very solid. Pitched really well. We were in every game he pitched. And again, he's going to be the ace. He's the opening day starter. And I got to get a good starter to start. So I'm going to go with him.
Fighter.
From there, I think I'm going to go. I got to do it early. I hate to do this, but this is going to be. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, Pete. I was going to, but I think I'm going to wait. Okay. So I think next I'm going to go with a guy who's going to be pretty good numbers for sure. I got to go with Tyler O'Neill. I'm going to put him in right field. But I got to go. I was going to go somewhere else, but I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I got to go with Tyler O'Neill. Really good numbers. He had 31 home runs last year with Boston. The biggest thing with O'Neill, Pete, is health.
Yeah.
He played, one of his best seasons was last year, and even last year he only played in 114 games. And that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. That means he almost missed 50 games. That's a lot of games to miss.
That is a lot of games.
So I'm looking for 125 to 130 games out of him this year. The Orioles are going to need his bat. I think it's going to help him. The left field wall is going to help him as well. It's not the green monster at Fenway. I get it, where he could just peg things off the wall. But I think it's going to help him. So I'm going to go with Tyler O'Neill. That's my next two picks.
Okay.
All right. So just to give everybody a quick look again. So far I've got Adley Rutschman, Jordan Westberg, Tyler O'Neill, and Zach Eflin. And Pete has Ryan Mountcastle, Gunnar Henderson, and Colton Cowser. But Pete's up. He's got the next two picks. All right, Pete, who's next?
All right, my next two picks. I'm going to take a shot on the rebound and coming back through, and I'm going to go Bautista as my reliever to get the saves.
Yep, good one.
I think he looks there.
Okay.
And then, let's see, I got first, I got short. Got my reliever. Don't have starters yet. Not catching yet. You know what? I'm going to go after the kid. I still think I like what I've seen in Holiday, and I think they've got him down the bottom of the order, and he's starting to do some things. I like his approach that I'm seeing. I'm gonna roll the dice with Holiday to have a good follow-up second year. I'm gonna put him at second.
So that's the pick. That's who I was thinking about taking between him and Tyler O'Neill. I was thinking I was going to go with Jackson Holiday, and I was like, maybe I want to go with Holiday. So let me go back for a minute. Felix Bautista, really good pick. 30, 35 saves, I think, this year. Easy if they give him the opportunities. He's going to strike out a lot of batters.
Yep.
His velocity is gradually progressing. He's been touching 98, 97. He'll be back over 100. I have no worries about him. My only worry is how often the Orioles are going to use him. Right now they've said he's not going back-to-back. I don't know if I like that. But I think by the end of April, he will start going back-to-back. And then Holiday, I think, is a great pick. I think he's going to be a 2020 guy. Again, I think the Orioles are going to allow these guys to run. He's got really good speed. He stole like 6 bases in spring training.
Yep.
He's got no pressure on him this year. He doesn't have to worry about being the number one pick. The first round, the number one, the best prospect in baseball anymore. He's just out there, no pressure. He's one of the guys. Go play. And I think he's going to thrive. That's a really good pick. That's who I was going to take over O'Neill, but I went with the sure thing instead of kind of gambling a little bit. I should have gambled. All right, so Pete's got his 2 picks in. Now it's down to me. All right, so I need some players here. Who am I going to go with? Okay, so all right, so I am going to take a chance here. I'm going to go with a center fielder. I got to go with Mullins. I expect Mullins to steal his bases. It's a contract year for him, Pete. He really wants to put up good numbers. It's a contract year. He's a free agent at the end of the season. So Mullins has, he's got incentive here. He really wants to have a good year. So I'm banking on that he's going to have a good year, and I'm going to take Cedric Mullins. I'm going to put him in. I'm going to put him in center for now, and that's what I'm going to do with Mullins. I'm going to take him again. Numbers last year, he really tailed off. He really did. He didn't hit well at the end of the season. But I'm expecting, kind of like you said with your player, I'm expecting a bounce back from Mullins. So I'm going to go with Mullins in center. So I've got a couple outfielders, but I need some infielders. But you know what, Pete? I'm going back to the well. I'm going to go back to starters again. And I think this is one of my new favorite players on the Orioles. I'm going with Sagano, the Japanese guy, Tomoyuki Sagano. I actually really think he's going to win like 15 games this year. I really do. I love his command. He's a rookie, but not a rookie, if you know what I mean. He's 35 years old. He's one of the most decorated pitchers in Japan history. The guy knows how to pitch. And he looked really good in spring training up till that last start. And even then, it was only one guy that hit him hard, and that was Chisholm hit him hard. But, I'm going to go with Sagano, so I've got a couple starting pitchers. And that's my next two guys, Mullins and Sagano. What do you think?
I think they're good picks.
Cool.
I think they're good
G.
picks.
Wilson, welcome in. What up, G? And Jeff Snook's here. And Jeff says, I got to touch on this real fast. Does O'Neill hit his 6th straight opening day home run tomorrow, Pete?
In Toronto, no.
Okay. I'm saying yes. I think he's from Canada. I think he's from the Toronto area. He's going to have family there. I think he's going to be in the starting lineup. I can't see the Orioles not starting him tomorrow.
No,
especially with that streak going. I'm going to say yes. But I think you're probably right. All right, Pete, you're up, man. 2 picks. Who are they going to be?
Well, I'm going to the mound on both of them here.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the guy who I think is going to quietly have a really good year again, Dean Kramer.
Okay.
I think Kramer's going to have another solid, consistent year. And then I'm going to roll the dice that Rodriguez is going to come back and actually play a bounce of the year once he gets us together.
Oh,
it's not Tommy John, right? It's not full Tommy John.
No, not at all. Supposedly it's not even the elbow. Supposedly it's what did they call it? They call it tendonitis, which is fine. It's just inflammation. It just needs to calm down, and he should be fine. Supposedly he's going to throw a bullpen tomorrow in Toronto at Rogers Center. So, really, to be honest with you, we shouldn't have any. I don't see any major issues.
Yeah, well, he always gets hurt. That just changes me. I'm going to take a chance. Rodriguez and Kramer.
No, I think they're great picks. It makes sense. You got to get a couple starters in there. If Grayson comes back and is the Grayson we're hoping he's going to be really good for you. And he's going to put up some good numbers. He's a dominant pitcher when he's healthy and he has his command. And Kramer's Mr. Consistency, for sure.
Yeah.
At times he'll get blown up, but when he's on, he's really, really solid.
Isn't he in a contract year too, I think, this year?
Who, Kramer?
Yeah.
No, 2 more years. This year and next year. The following year, I think he is, for sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, Pete, I got to get some infielders here. I'm running out of infielders. I got a couple pitchers. I've got some outfielders, but you know what I don't have? I don't have infielders. I need a first baseman. So this is kind of where I'm going to roll the dice a little bit. You're going to laugh at me, but I'm going to take Ryan O'Hearn and I'm going to put him at first base. Because I need a first baseman. You took Mountie, so I need a first baseman. I almost went another way, but I'm not going to do it just yet. But O'Hearn, I worry about O'Hearn, Pete. I really do. He's a little too streaky for me. Again, one of my bold predictions in my video, which everybody needs to go check out. Hey, Molly, welcome in. I actually said in my predictions that I thought either him or Mountcastle were not going to finish the year with the Orioles. Whether that was trade, released, whatever, I said that one of those two would not finish the season with the Orioles. And I really think it's going to be O'Hearn. I think that Mayo is going to push for a decision. And if O'Hearn gets off to a bad start, they may do something with him. But anyway, I got to have somebody over there. So I'm going to take O'Hearn. And then, this is the guy that I'm really banking on, Pete. I got to have a DH. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with Heston Kjerstad. And I'll tell you, this is the kid that this could blow up my whole team because he could get traded for a starter or he could hit 30 bombs. The raw potential is there. He's number 2 overall pick in the 2021 draft or 2020 draft. Number 2 overall pick. The talent's there. We'll see what happens. So that's my 2. All right, so I lost you for a minute again on sound.
How about now?
I got you now. Yep.
Okay. All
right, Pete, you're up. 2 picks. We're getting there now. We're moving. All right, I lost you again.
I got to keep switching it back and forth to make it hold.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I am going to go. Whew, oh man, that really threw me. So I got to go third base.
Sure.
Third base. I'm going to go Urias.
That makes sense. Well, it makes sense. I mean, like you said, you got to have somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
He's up there right now, and he's locked in there. So I'm going to go him in there. And then outfield. Boy, it's tough. That's tough. Kowser, Herkstead. I guess I got to go Laureano. He's the 5th outfielder.
Yeah, absolutely. Where you want to put him? You want to put him in left, or you're going to put him in right?
Put him in left.
All right. Well, that's a good pick. I think Laureano, $4 million guy, by the way. That's who the Orioles signed him for. It's a 1-year deal. He's a good hitter, real good hitter. He's going to get playing time. That's a good pick. I understand the pick. And same thing with Urias. Urias is a super utility guy. When he's on his game, he can carry the team for a couple weeks. He showed that last year. He's a good player. And he's going to give you multiple positions, Pete, which is good for you because that means he's going to get more at-bats.
More ABs, right. Exactly.
Yeah, he can play second. He can play third. He can play short in a pinch. But second and third is normally where he's going to be. So, good picks for sure. Got to say hi to Chris Slemmer. Chris, I didn't even realize you changed your name, bud. But welcome in. And Victor's here, too. What's up, Victor? Victor's a big Mets fan.
Nice.
And Chris is a big Phillies fan. Mike T, welcome in as well. Guys, everybody hit that like button for us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, Pete, good job, man. You're filling out your team. Looks good. All right, so I don't have a second baseman. I don't have a shortstop. So this is where it's going to be really tough for me. I got to really dig deep on this one. All right, so shortstop, I got to go with Mateo. He's going to be on the team at some point. He might even be on the roster tomorrow from what they're talking about. There's a potential that he could start with the Orioles. Again, I need some speed. I have speed a little bit, but I could really use it here. I've got Mullins, but other than that, I really don't have a lot of speed. So I want Mateo. I'm going to put him at short for now. And then I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to pull a reliever because I haven't pulled one yet.
Okay.
And this one I'm really, really digging deep. And Pete, I'm crossing my eyes, my toes, my fingers, and my legs. And I'm hoping that Sir Anthony Dominguez has a bounce back because he was not good in spring training at all. He was lit up. But he is, now that Andrew Kittredge is out for 2 months, Dominguez is the de facto closer moving forward. So when it's not Bautista, it's going to be Dominguez. So I'm hoping to get some saves there from him. So I'm going to go with Dominguez. All right, I can't hear you again. I'm sorry, buddy. I think it's on my end. Guys, everybody, thanks for your patience. We've been having some audio on this end, but we appreciate you. Indiana, Florida, welcome in.
How about now? There we go.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
Okay. Good picks. Dominguez, like you said, with the challenges they've had, he's going to be in a key spot again. And he's had some good runs and some rough runs. So that's interesting.
Yeah, when he gets hit, Pete, He gets hit hard.
Yeah.
Like he'll have a 2/3 of an inning, 5-run type game for sure.
Yeah.
So he could go either way. I agree. All right, buddy, you're up. Right. You got a couple spots.
Yep. All right, I am going to go first to my DH, and I'm going to pull the optimistic play, and I'm going to take Basallo to be called up.
Okay, nice.
Put him in a DH spot.
Samuel Basallo is going at DH. Nice. I love it. Good pick. And the thing about it, and I can't hear you, Pete. I'm sorry. The thing about it is, Pete, that's a great pick because he's going to be a monster.
Yeah, he's going to be big.
I got you. Yeah.
I know we don't get him back until later on, but I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to throw in my third starting position pitcher, Kyle Bradish.
Okay. Going with Bradish. Look at you. I tell you what, for what it's worth, if they all come back healthy, you got a really nice, you really do have a nice roster if you get them to come back for sure. Sorry, I'm just pulling something up here so I can get some, because now I got to go down to the bottom of the barrel with some of these players that I'm looking to get. Because some of them I'm like, where am I going next? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, so you got your two players. All right, Pete, you're getting there, man. Your roster's almost set, big man.
Getting there.
All right, so I need a second baseman. This is going to... So he has played second a little bit, so he qualifies because I'm going to have to put somebody there.
Okay.
But first I'm going to go for my left fielder, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to go left field on this one, and I'm going to go with Dylan Carlson.
It's a
He
good
just
call.
was sent down to AAA. He had a really nice spring with the Orioles. I don't know, they've got a lot of depth at the outfield position for the Orioles. The only way I think he makes a call up to the O's is via injury, but you never know. And,
right.
Excuse me. So I'm going to put Dylan Carlson, because I don't think I'm missing anybody else. I'm going to put him in left field for the time being, because I got to get somebody in there. And he's kind of the guy. I can't go after Austin Hayes because he's no longer with the Orioles.
No, he is. Where is he? He's
Cincinnati.
with Padres. Cincinnati, that's right.
Yeah, he's with the Reds for sure. And then, Pete, I'm going to go with another starter. I'm going to go with Cade Povich.
Cade Povich, good one.
Yeah, his way into the starting rotation and was just phenomenal. And he's going to be the number 5 starter. He's getting the home opener. He's a lefty. I'm going with Povich for my other guy. Can't hear you. Here we go.
Can you let me know exactly what I need?
Yep, you need a catcher. You need a right fielder.
Look at that.
You need a catcher, a right fielder, a starting pitcher, and 1 reliever. 4 left. So 2 now and 2 more.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go and get might as well just get the catcher out of the way and take Sanchez.
Right, that makes sense.
And I'll put him there. And then I'm going to go for my left fielder.
Okay.
I love grabbing Beaver. I'm going to go with Beavers. Dylan Beavers to get called back up.
I tell you what, he's one of the top 5 prospects for the Orioles right now. He's a good ball player. I fully
200 pounds.
I think he's a good ball player, Pete, first off. And secondly, look, I hate to say it. I think Cedric Mullins' time with the Orioles is over. I really don't think they're going to re-sign him. I really don't. They've got so much outfield depth. I don't see Mullins coming back. I think Dylan Beavers is going to get a real legitimate opportunity. If not something this year, Pete, I think next year you could possibly see him on the Orioles because he's a good ball player. And I like the pick. I totally get it. I like the pick. All right, so you've got 2 left, Pete. You got a starter and a reliever left. That's all you got left. All right.
Good deal.
And for me, I've got 3 picks left because you got the first pick, the 1. I'll get the last pick. All right, so I need a second baseman. This is going to be tough because, geez, man, I don't even know where I can go other than I've got to take a shot on him only because he's going to play there a little bit, I got to put Soto at second, Pete. Or I'll put Mateo at second because he does play second. And I'll put Levon Soto at short. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to take Soto at short. And then I'm going to get my last starter.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with the other starter. I'm going to go with Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton.
Yep, Morton's going to be the number 2 guy out of spring training for the Orioles. He's going to follow Eflin. I'm going to start with Morton. Good pitcher again. He's going to give you your innings. He's going to be a good guy in that respect. He's not going to walk a lot of guys. What's up, Paul? Welcome in, Paul Engel. So that's my 2. I'm going with Levon Soto, and I'm going to go with Charlie Morton. Okay. All right, Pete, this is it. Last 2 picks for you, my friend.
Last 2 picks for me. I am going to go Suarez as a reliever. We didn't take him, right?
Yes, sir.
Or a starter, I mean.
Starter. Okay, yeah, starter. He starts. Yep.
I'm going to go with him as my starter. And I'm going to go... God, which way do I want to go with the relievers? I got a couple ways I could go. I'm going to go with Cano as a setup guy. I guess. I think that's the way I want to go.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Cano.
All right. Good pick. Very good pick. All right. So my last reliever, I'm going to go with CNL Perez. I like Perez. Again, another one of those guys, can be really good at times, can be very dominant, and at other times he'll walk the yard and then give up a 3-run triple. Just like he'll walk 3 batters in a row and then give up a 3-run triple. Or he'll be lights out, So he could go either way. So that's the last pick, CNL Perez. So there you have it, folks. We have our rosters set.
Hold on. Let's put one more spot on there.
Okay.
One bench player.
One bench player?
One bench player.
All right.
And we'll call it a project player.
Okay.
You let me go first. I'll let you pick the first last. Project player.
Okay.
So you pick one, and then I'll pick one. And it shouldn't be a pitcher. Let's say it's not a pitcher. Let's say it's a field player. It can be a AA, AAA guy.
Okay.
Somebody you want to pick. I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, if I have to go that route, then I'm taking Mayo. I'm taking Kobe Mayo.
I figured you would take him. Yep. I figured that would be somebody that you would jump in on.
Yeah, I mean, if Mayo is going to be a bench player, I think at some point he's going to be called up, and when he's called up, I think he's staying.
Okay.
It's a guy just doesn't have anything else to prove at the minor league level. He's either got to make it, throw him in the deep end at this point. He either is going to sink or swim.
And I'm gonna throw one in there, and I'm gonna say Machine. That's who I'm gonna take.
Okay.
Because I think where the Orioles run into trouble with only having 5 outfielders right now, I think it's Carlson. I think obviously if I'm looking at outfielders, Carlson would be your first one to come up. I think that infielders, it would be obviously Mayo for where they're doing. Basello, yeah, he can do first base, but it's primarily catcher DH.
Right.
But I think Machine could be somebody that, especially depending on what they do, if they don't take Mateo and they take Soto and he stinks at the beginning there, I could see somebody
They'll go
like
that route. Absolutely, they will. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, there's no doubt.
So,
Victor, you're funny. Yeah, you guys, Victor, it's funny you say that. Look, Victor's he's a big Mets fan. You guys, get ready. You wanted Juan Soto. That first fly ball where he's got to actually do something on, when he drops it and it's a 3-run triple. Now, he'll be offensively, he's going to be amazing. But anyway. All right, so look, let's go over these teams real fast. I want to go over them with you. Let's look at Pete's roster. Pete's got catching is Gary Sanchez. Ryan Mountcastle is at first. Jackson Holliday at second. Gunnar Henderson at short. Ramon Arias at third. Left field is Ramon Laureano. Center field, Colton Cowser. Right field, Dylan Beavers. You can mix them any way you want, but they're all the outfield. He's got on his starting pitchers, he's got Dean Kramer, Grayson Rodriguez, Kyle Bradish, and Albert Suarez. 2 relievers in Felix Bautista and Yenyer Cano. And Vimial Macon is going to be his guy.
The Machine.
Machine, right? Machine is going to be his guy off the bench. Pete, you happy with your team?
Yeah, I mean, it's general consistency. Good amount of players that are going to be there. A couple that are potentially with injuries, seeing where they're going to come, and a little bit of optimism too. I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, you got some guys that are going to steal some bases. Cowser, Gunner, Jackson Holiday. They're all going to run.
They're all going to run, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then on my side, I've got Adley Rutschman is going to be catching. We've got Ryan O'Hearn at first, Jorge Mateo at second, Levon Soto at short, Jordan Westberg at third, Dylan Carlson in left, Mullins in center, Tyler O'Neill in right. DHing is Heston Kjerstad. And starting pitching, I've got Eflin, Sagano, Povich, Charlie Morton, with Dominguez and CNL Perez as my relief pitchers, and Kobe Mayo is my bench player. So overall, I'm happy with my team. Again, a lot of balance there. I don't think I'm going to steal a lot. Mateo's going to run a little bit. Mullins is going to run a little bit. And that's it. Nobody else is going to run. Adley doesn't run. O'Hearn doesn't run. Westberg might steal 5 to 10, but he's not going to steal a lot. But I do have a lot of power in the lineup. I like my power. O'Hearn's going to hit some. Adley's going to hit some. Actually, now that I look at it, it's really dependent on what Tyler O'Neill and Heston Kjerstad do. They've got to put up my power numbers. They're the guys that are really going to have to do it. But we'll see.
And they can. They definitely can.
But I think we drafted really, really close. I think if I had, being objective, I'll give you the edge. I think your team is a little more solid across the board than mine. I think Gunner's a big part of that. He's like your anchor. He's the guy, man. He's going to give you a 40-40 season. I really believe that, Pete. I really do. So
be nice if he does.
Yeah, it would be great for the Orioles, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, look, man, that's it. I did want to talk a couple minutes with you about the season.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you a couple things, what you thought about the season. You got any predictions on what you think the Orioles are going to do? Anything? Any bold predictions? Anything?
I think it's one of the years where, to me, people had asked. I don't have any predictions on it because there's too many unknowns this year. You got injuries starting out the season. We made no moves basically on our pitching staff. I don't call Charlie Morton a move. That's an afterthought in my mind. So we didn't make any moves to strengthen our bullpen. You got your number one reliever coming back off major surgery. You still don't know if he's going to be what he was before, what he was not. So that's a question mark there. The Gunner issue right now puts a couple problems as to what you're going to do with Soto or Mateo and some of that in there. Limited on 5 on the outfielders right now with your roster spots and the way you're laying out your roster. So you're putting somebody down that might have got you don't know what they could have done in Carlson. Could have been something. Don't know. Still to be determined. Could be something up there. You've got the challenge of 2 top prospects that you really think that might be able to produce now in Basilio and in Mayo. That you're putting back down there, where does that put their mindset at? Where does that get their head out? Are the Orioles looking to do something with some type of trade? I mean, there's still all that Dylan Cease talk out there. San Diego's still looking to move him. Why? I don't know. Is he a problem player? Is that why? Are they really just are they so far behind the 8 ball on prospects that they're looking for something? I don't know. So, I mean, does something happen with that? I mean, that's a situation where, Mullins could end up something out there if they were trying to look for something. Mullins is part of a package deal, some prospects or something. I don't know. There's so many unknowns right now. It really scares the heck out of me. The only good thing is the Yankees pitching went down with a, blaze of glory with some of their pitchers going to IR. And so that is it. Boston did a little bit with pitching in the offseason with what they did, a little bit with hitting. So they're going to be a little bit better. Toronto I think is about the same. Honestly, Tampa Bay, they're displaced as a team right now. I think they're the 5th team in the division right now. So do I think we have a legitimate shot? Yes. I think there's a legitimate shot. I don't know how far deep they can go into the playoffs right now with what I see, unless some guys grow up and mature a little bit quicker than they expect.
Okay. I got you. I'll say this, couple things I'll touch on real fast. The American League is wide open. There's no team in the American League that I look at and I say that team is a juggernaut. Now, the National League, stacked. They got a lot of really good teams in the National League. But
Yeah.
I don't see anybody in the American League that I can consider this up here and everybody else is here. Like in the National League, you got the Mets and the Dodgers, you got the Braves, you got the
Phillies.
Phillies, you got the Padres, you got the Giants. You got some really good teams in the National League. In the American League, it's wide open, Pete. I really believe that. I think that anybody can win it. Specifically to the American League East, I'll say this. I agree with you. I think that Tampa being displaced from Tropicana Field is going to hurt them. McClanahan, again, is injured. He's not pitching right now. Their ace, unfortunately, I feel bad for the guy, but he's hurt again. Nothing serious yet, but that's never a good sign. Toronto has talent, but you just never know. It's contract years for both Vlad Guerrero and Bo Bichette, so they have incentive. But and now they added Anthony Santander, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. The Yankees lost Luis Gil for 2 months. They've lost Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton, maybe for the year. They've lost Garrett Cole for this year and most of next year. They lost DJ LeMahieu, I think, for a while as well. Lots of injuries on the Yankee side. So it's very winnable for the Orioles here. They can win this division. They really, really can. If they just need to play well. They just need to hit, be good defensively, because they're not going to be dominant on the pitching side. They don't have a lot of guys that throw 100 that are going to get a lot of strikeouts. So the defense needs to do well, and they're going to need to hit. But they can do it. They can do it. Look, 2 years ago they didn't have an ace. They had Kyle Bradish, and they won 101 games.
Right.
So it can be done. They can't blow games. When they have leads, they got to keep the leads. Period. End of story.
Yeah. Defense this year.
Yeah, a lot of people are picking Boston. I think Boston is probably the most improved team in the division, really, to be honest with you. Garrett Crochet is a good pickup. Alex Bregman is going to be really good for them. As long as Devers doesn't pitch a fit and make a lot of controversy, I think Boston is going to be right there. I really do. I think they're the first or second place team with the Orioles. I think the Yankees are going to take a hit. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Yankee hater. They've lost a lot. And their margin for error, Pete, is gone. Period. They have no margin for error this year. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited. Tomorrow's a big day.
Tomorrow's the day.
Yep. I know you're not calling the game tomorrow, but when's your what's coming up for your channel? What do you got coming up?
Well, I got Disney content tonight at 10:45, but sports-wise, I'm doing tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. I'm doing the Cubs and the Diamondbacks opening day, and the reason I'm doing that is Preston has a game tomorrow for high school that I'll be broadcasting at 4 o'clock during opening day for the Orioles. So then I'll be back at, I don't know, I've got like 6 or 7 MLB games scheduled between opening day and Sunday night. Okay. So I'm going to be jumping over, trying to see as many different games as I can, call some fun, and just have a good time. And then, we'll be doing pretty much at least one MLB game every day, sometimes doubleheaders on my channel.
So there you go, gang. I mean, if you're out there, again, if you're watching the replay or if you're here live with us right now, check out Pete's channel. Again, Jeannie or one of my mods, if you could share Pete's channel, his link to go out there. Always does games, football, baseball, UFL football as well.
Yeah, we're going to start that in 3 weeks. I think that starts.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun over at Pete's channel. He does a great job. And if you're into Disney as well, yes, Disney content. Pete's fantastic. That's why I had him on here tonight. I wanted to make sure. Thanks, Jeannie. Appreciate you sharing that out. But, well, Pete, look, man, I think that's it. We got our teams. Tomorrow's opening day. I got to work, but I'm getting out early.
Nice.
I'm getting out early to make sure I can watch the game.
I told Preston I was not happy with him having his game tomorrow, because usually my opening day is the Orioles at usually 1 or 4, depending on what they are.
Right.
So it's usually, for me, broadcasting, it's usually a 4-stream day. 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Right. Sure.
So that's my usual opening day, but I have to make up for it. So.
Yep. But all right, so final prediction, Pete, before we go. Give me your prediction on the Orioles. What are we seeing this year? Give me I want a prediction.
90 wins, second place.
They make the playoffs?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I was close. I'm going 92 wins, and I think that they win the division because I think, again, this division is very winnable, and I think 92 wins is going to do it. I don't think it's a very strong division this year, but I think it's a very winnable division. And again, I think the entire American League is wide open, so I'm giving 92 wins to the Orioles with the division, and I think they're going to make a deep run. I think they're better. The pitching really doesn't worry me. I don't need guys that are dominant. I just need guys that are good. And all of these guys are good. They're not great, but they're good. I don't think need great.
Potentially see the most.
I lost you. Sorry. Did I lose you again? I think I lost you. Yeah, it's not coming back. I'm sorry, Pete. I don't know what happened there. Let me see if I can hear you on the other side. Hold on. Say something now. I lost you. Yep. I know we've been having some audio issues tonight. Did I lose you again? I think I lost you. Yep, I think I lost you, Pete. Hold on. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Hold on one second. All right, gang. Look, we are going to wrap it up. I'm going to talk to Pete in the back room here. But thank you all for joining us tonight. Pete, I hope you had a good time. Give me a thumbs up if you did, please. I said that on purpose. Anyway, guys, look, opening day's tomorrow. Enjoy opening day. I hope your teams do well, unless they're playing the Orioles. Then I hope they lose. Other than that, everybody have a great rest of your night. Great time. We got our teams drafted. We're going to watch them during the year. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, gang, we'll talk to you soon. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will talk to you all really soon. Bye, everybody.